Welcome to London Lips YouTube channel. Welcome if you're new and welcome if you're not. So the UK is kicking off right now. It's a place that you probably would never recognise because the UK has improved over the years, but we're back in a place we haven't been in years. We're in a place where racism is just being publicly showed. Nazi signs are being publicly displayed. The country is not only scary right now, it's extremely dangerous, and it's worrying to be located in the UK right now. A lot of people who live in the UK came here because they believed it would be a country where they would be safe, especially people who in other countries have maybe been persecuted or been unfair. They came here, a lot of people, and they seek asylum. But the white people have decided they want their country back, and they're not going to take their country back quietly, and it's turning into violence, disruption and fear amongst the people. So how did this happen and who's going to stop it? Now, it started with a guy, and I'm not going to say his name because I believe his name seems to be a name that when it's mentioned, a lot of, social media sites just don't want to hear his name anymore. And I mean, fair enough, but I want to give a balanced overview of what happened. So, a certain person organised what I would call like a rally. And it was basically about how there was too many illegal immigrants in the country. They were committing crimes such as rape and getting away with it. And police were not really policing them because of the country they came from, and illegals were able to get away with anything. This guy had a particular problem with the, let's just say the M community. Well, I'm going to say it. Let's hope the algorithm doesn't throw it off. He has a particular problem with the Muslim community. He felt they've been allowed to get away with a lot for a lot of years. He had lived in a community where there was a high number of them. And he had seen over the years, according to him, that they've been given preferential treatment by the government, by the council, and they were able to commit crimes and not be persecuted. So he held this rally. And I can tell you thousands of people from the UK showed up, and they were not all, white people. There were all colours there. There were white people there. There were Asian people there. And not all the people there were English neither. There was a lot of people who were migrants to the country, so they illegally allowed to stay here, who were defending his cause and saying they personally are sick of the illegal, immigrants who have come to the country. Now, when I seen them saying this, I'm going to be honest, I thought to myself, honestly, they don't want you here neither. But these people seem to think if they put on enough flags and everything, they would be more than welcomed. So, they were all on stage giving different speeches. And I would see people of colour go on the stage and make the speeches. And I would hear low boos and see some dirty looks amongst the crowd towards them. So I think that was a sign as to where this whole thing was going. After the rally, a lot of, people who had attended were excited. They felt like their cause was really going to be heard now. They felt like they were going to get all the illegal immigrants out of the town because they felt like they were powerful right now. They've never seen so many people show up at one place in support for this cause. But sadly, 3 children died and some other people were injured by, a knife man who was a child of immigrant parents. So we had a guy, his parents were Rwandan. He had basically killed some children. He was Christian, but the rumours spread straight away that he was Muslim. Now, as soon as the people decided he was a Muslim, they began to attack places where Muslims go, such as their mosque. But even when they found out the guy was not Muslim and he was actually born here, they continued to attack Muslims because it wasn't really about what this boy had done. They was already, geared up to start these protests and possibly riots from when they had done the rally. So Southport riots were going everywhere. People were going crazy over what happened to these children. And the riots just spread from city to city to city to city. And we're in this place we're in now where the whole of the UK is very scary. There's loads of these rallies, planned to be coming up. There's like days and days of rallies and riots that are going to be going on all around the country. and people don't want to go outside, especially if you're like a Muslim person and you wear hijab. But it's anyone of any colour from any country who's really not safe to go outside. Now, I want to give a balanced view. I don't just want to talk about just what's happening on the side of the racist people. I want to talk about the whole thing. So we're going to talk a bit more about what's going on. So you've got the white people who are just, you know, going crazy around the country, rioting, attacking people, you know, fighting, smashing up shops, looting. You know, this is seems like, you know, it's not as bad, but it's, you know, coming in line with places like Haiti. We're getting there. So it's really going off in this country right now. Then you've got the other side where it's Muslims who are trying to defend themselves. Now, the problem we have here is that, you know, it's been days and days of, you know, rioting, and they felt like they're now going to have to step up because they've seen their people be attacked, their community, their mosques. So we've now got groups of Muslims who now want to fight back. So we've got two groups now. So we've had attacks going on the Muslim side of them attacking, you know, white people, and we've got white people attacking people of other colours as well. So this is, you know, a complete, you know, disaster in the country right now. Now, I want to talk a bit about why we've got to this level with this. I think this is years and years of people in this country just struggling and not having enough money and feeling like there's no opportunities. And I think this has led to this, you know, this big disaster and riots that are going on right now. You know, obviously when people, you know, don't have things, they begin to envy and dislike other groups of people, and this is the sort of thing that can occur. It's not right, but the government has to be committed to solving the problems to allow people to be able to get along better. So I'm going to talk about some of the problems in the UK that need solving. Poverty is a massive problem here in the UK. Despite the fact that people, you know, knowing this is one of the richest countries in the world, this country has extreme poverty. Yes, there's very wealthy people here, but there are very, very poor people here. There's people sleeping on the streets. If you come out of your house and you go to central London, like Oxford Street, anywhere in central, you'll see rows and rows and rows of homeless people just sleeping on the streets, some with tents, some without. Extreme poverty right here in this country. Housing is so expensive. There's not enough housing available in this country, and where there is housing available, it's extremely, you know, highly priced. If you're doing like a low paid job, you would never ever be able to afford it, which is why there's so many homeless people and not much has been done about it. Education is not great in this country neither. There's been so many cuts to like benefits and all sorts of different things, so people are struggling in this country without a doubt. Healthcare is not great in the country neither. Yes, you know, we have an NHS, but the NHS is very slow. You know, it's not as great as people think. And I've seen a lot of people saying that, you know, they're seeing a lot of people in these, you know, up north places with bad teeth. It's because the NHS is not great in this country. Getting dental work is becoming a real privilege. If you need something like a root canal, you can be on the list for like years. Not 1 year, not 2 years. You can be on the list for numerous years with pretty much no hope of getting a root canal. If you were to pay privately, you're looking at thousands of pounds, which a lot of people don't have because poverty in this country is pretty high. When you have a lot of people who are poor, they start to become fed up. Okay, mental health suffers, everything. Mental health services, absolutely disgraceful in this country. It's the truth, you know. If you have a mental health problem, the waiting list is endless. A lot of people also have to get food from the food bank. Even if you work, there's a good chance you have hardly any money left. Not enough money to even put food on the table for you and your family. These are the things people are upset with in this country. And these are the things that mean this country has got into this position it is in right now. And I'm not making excuses for the rioters. I don't agree with rioting. I don't agree with attacking people who are not your colour. I don't agree with attacking anybody. But we have to talk about these problems, or these things will never ever end. A lot of these people, they are blaming the wrong people for the situation they are in. They are blaming the illegal immigrants. They're blaming people of, you know, other colours for the situation they're in, when this is clearly the government just not making sure that everybody is able to, you know, have a decent standard of living. Consistently on the TV, they will talk about how much money is being donated to different countries and different causes. This winds a lot of people up in this country. And now we're in a really bad position, because if you're a person of colour, such as myself, you are now in danger because they have let, you know, these things run out of control. Poverty, as I said, is really, really serious in this country right now. And when people are poor, they look for people to blame, and they've decided to blame the ethnic minorities. We've had a much needed change of government here in the UK, and we have the Labour Party who have been elected, but they have hardly been able to even get started for us to really see what they're going to do to improve the country, because the riots have, you know, taken up so much of their time since they've came in. A lot of people are upset because they wanted the Reform Party in. Well, you know, they didn't win. And, you know, we don't need these riots right now. Nobody needs these riots. Can you imagine, you know, you're getting up in the morning, you just want to go about your day-to-day business, you want to go to work, you just want to do your thing, and you have to be worried that some thugs who have no control of themselves could just, you know, attack you when you're walking down the street. If you were in the UK and you were planning on going out, please be very careful, be very vigilant. Watch where you're going, and don't go places if you do not have to. It's time to just be really careful, because the UK is absolutely dangerous right now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll definitely see you on another one. This one I